The Frost Moon is rising. Hello everyone, it's Baum and welcome back to episode 19 of this Let's Play the Calamity Mod. Bam! Why are you fighting the Frost Moon? Because I want to get the North Pole to craft the elemental lands. And maybe, just maybe, we discover some more modded stuff. Holiday Halberd. I don't know, I'm miserable with names. What? The general. Okay, nice. I'm glad we came across this item. Are you kidding me? First Ice Queen and we got a North Pole. Well, I will not complain. So technically I could just cancel the rest of the Frost Moon. But, you know, let's see if we can make it to the final wave. Yay! Final wave! And it was totally super hard to get to the final wave with our crazy good weapons. Yep, sounds about right. Anyway, enough of this now. So, I'm pretty sure all the other things we got are no material for anything. So, let's just move on. Oh, the chain gun is a material too. And so is the Snowman Cannon. Alrighty. I don't know, I'm miserable with names. Is it just me who finds it funny that they actually put that into the tooltip? Well, maybe it's just me. With the North Pole, we can make the elemental lands, which we know by now. With the Snowman Cannon, we can make the Scorpio. Wait, I remember someone telling me that this is actually a pretty cool weapon. But I'm sorry, I will not craft it, so we will never find out. And what about the chain gun? Onyx Chain Blaster. Will I craft these weapons? Nope. Definitely not on screen. As you know, we mainly focus on melee stuff. Alright, here we go now. The elemental lands. Rend the cosmos asunder. Terra lands, North Pole, and 5 Galactica singularities. Ah yeah! I'm not too impressed by this weapon. But who knows what this weapon is capable of when fighting actual monsters. The projectile seems to split upon impact. I'm still not too impressed, to be honest. Well, I'm sorry elemental weapons, but you gotta go. To me, they just can't keep up with the Grand Guardian or the Arc of the Elements. The next thing I did was fighting the Profaned Guardians, and I ended up winning this battle, which, well, was not all that hard. Let's just ignore that I was almost dead at the end of this fight. Anyway, that fight was just a small taste of what is actually to come. So we got another summoning item from that fight, the Profane Core, the core of the Unholy Flame. And that will summon the true boss, Providence, the Profane God. And that fight went poorly. And that was simply because I had no idea that you have to fight her either in the Hallowed or in the Underworld. But now that I look at the footage, I actually fought her in the Hallowed. Huh. And yes, that thing is a she. I know, scary, right? Anyway, I was legitimately pissed off. Not the funny pissed off, but the real pissed off thing. And I basically rage quitted mid-fight. Yeah. I'm not necessarily proud of it, okay? But that leads us to a new recording. And let me tell you, it's payback time. Okay, hey guys, new recording, new luck, right? But first, let's not take a selfie, but craft a new pickaxe. Let's go for the Vortex pickaxe. It doesn't matter which one we craft because we are going to upgrade it anyway. Alright, here we go. Gallant pickaxe, mining with nuclear power. And you need any lunar pickaxe. Oh god, yes, I see you. 1 Galactica Singularity and 9 Malleate bars. The Gallant pickaxe can be upgraded one more time. 5000% pickaxe power and plus 50 range. Okay, sure. Right, so I now know that annoying flame spitting thing, the Profaned Energy, spawns in the Hallow and Underworld. And since our base is located in the Hallow, they just keep on spawning. So to avoid that, it's time to cleanse the area around our base. I think it's time to upgrade our hammer too. As much as I love me a good and nice pwn hammer, it's just way too slow for such a huge job. Ah, good to know. Also the Vortex Hammocks is a material. So let's go and see what it can be made into. The Gregs, right! Oh my God, I completely forgot about this one. People kept recommending it to me since the early episodes. Hitting an enemy will greatly boost their defense and melee stats for a short time. And it's also a HAMX. So not only a tool, but maybe also a viable weapon, who knows? And I remember that people said, hey Bomb, give a silver axe to the guide. It can be made into something super cool. Ah, we also need wood. And yep, it is a material. Feller of evergreens. And all we need is just more silver and wood? Okay. Huh, we can't craft it. At least not next to an anvil. But the guide says that we have to craft it next to an anvil. God dang it. Wait a minute. Is it because we just have boreal wood in our inventory and not the old, original, normal, plain, boring wood? Of course. Yeah, I think you should be able to use any kind of wood for this, but whatever. Fellow of evergreens, wood, silver, and a silver axe. Thanks. Alright, so now we got everything to craft the Gregs. And you need the Fellow of evergreens, 5 Draden bars, and any Luna eggs. Okay. I honestly expected it to be a lot bigger than that, but well, I guess it's just a tool after all. Let's look for a monster and hit it with the Gregs, because I want to check out the buff. Your defense and muscles are strong. What? Are you for real? Look at this defense. What? Does this buff like double the current defense you have? That would be insane. 76 times 2 is 140, 152. So no, it doesn't double our defense, but it sure gives us a crazy boost. So I think the buff increases our defense by 80, which is pretty darn crazy. And what about the damage? Funny, 666 damage. 915? What? And look at the crit chance. Okay. I guess this could be a very interesting secondary weapon. You know, switching over to the Gregs for a quick buff. Even though the duration of this buff is like super short, the increase to damage, crit and defense is therefore insanely huge. Ugh, enough excitement for now. Let's just finish this project here. Okay, that's it. Our base should be safe from the Hello now, which should mean that we don't get invaded anymore. Well, except for our beloved Earth Elemental. But that guy's cool and welcome here anytime. Alright, many of you guys said that I absolutely have to check out this space biome when it's raining. And I have a slight suspicion what is about to happen. Sky glaze? What? Fires feathers from the sky that stick to enemies and house and explode. Nice. And I think it's really cool when you drop weapons from vanilla monsters, simply because you don't expect that to happen. It's a pleasant surprise. Oh, it's happening. Of course, it's another waifu. Is this what my life has come to? Looking for waifus in video games? Oh man, this gotta be a new all-time low. Eye of the Storm, and I wonder what this item can do. Oh look, it summons a cloud elemental to fight for you. I didn't see that one coming. And just to mention it, all of the waifu items are now accessories instead of summon weapons. Which is pretty cool. The Eye of the Storm is a material, so let's check it out. My god. What? Heart of the Elements. This is quite an accessory. So basically, this has become the waifu edition of Pokemon, because for this accessory, we gotta catch 'em all. Okay, but now it's payback time. And this time, we will fight Providence in the underworld. Let's see how this will turn out. So we will definitely have to flatten out the area here, as we will need a lot of room to move around. But that should be done pretty quickly, thanks to our new amazing pickaxe. Okay, I think we're good. So here we go then. Let's smack some profane guardian butts. There we go! No! 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 Crap. Well, the Profane Guardians dropped the summoning item for Providence, in case you didn't know. And I let said summoning item drop into the lava. And poof! It's gone. Okay, so let's do this again. Yay! What? Why do these explosions last for so long? I thought I was good going through that. I'm so freaking stupid, man. Okay, let's try this again, but this time with less stupid. There we go. Man, this took unnecessarily long. And now the real fight only begins. So, here we go then. Oh no. Dangerous Providence. That doesn't sound good. And I'm pretty sure that increases her damage. But I don't know by how much. Quick side note, the music playing in this fight was made by, and I don't want to deal with copyright issues, so therefore I really don't want to turn up the volume. So instead, I will play some other music. I'm sorry. So since Providence spawns Profane Guardians every now and then, I think it would be a good idea to kill these guys first, right? But how is the question? With homing projectiles, it's like, yeah, maybe it hits the Guardian, but it could as well hit Providence and thus spawning even more Guardians. And catching the Guardians with our Grand Guardian is just way too hard and way too dangerous. Well, that sucks. I honestly have no idea what to do. It doesn't seem like I would have a chance with our current setup. And at this point I just try to dodge her attacks and try to heal up. But not even that works. Am I really that bad at this game? At this point I'm just waiting to get killed. But somehow I'm still alive. And secretly I hope to recover a bit to maybe still be able to win this fight. Man, screw it, I will never be able to recover, so let's just fight until the end. Is there still a realistic chance for us to win this? Oh, that would be just too awesome! Yeah, I got a good feeling about this. Let's do this! That's how we do it! The fight itself was very challenging. The Calamity bosses so far have been rather short, but therefore very intense, right? Now, this fight lasted for a very long time, which made it an endurance test basically. And I don't want to say it was easy, but once you figure out how to move around and how to dodge most of her attacks, it gets somewhat easy, and then basically an endurance test. Ooh, we got Providence trophy. That's pretty nice. Elysian Aegis? Or something like that? That looks really powerful, and if I remember correctly, we can combine it with our current shield. Yep. But we also need Cosmilite bars to do so. Elysian Aegis, 10 defense, grants immunity to fire blocks and knockback, plus 100 max life and increased life regen, grants a supreme Holy Flame dash, can be used to ram enemies, double tap down to activate buffs to all damage, crit chance and defense. Activating this buff will reduce your movement speed and increase enemy aggro. Huh, that sounds very interesting. Let's try that out. 171 defense. Okay. Sure. Why not? Let's have a look at how much it actually decreases our movement speed then. I'm not too sure if it would be a good idea to use this buff in a boss fight, since high mobility is just way too important to me. Nice! With the Greg's buff, we can get up to 251 defense. That's quite something. And of course, we are also going to check out the content of our treasure bag. Oh wow, that's a lot of stuff. Ah, that's because we got Kronos vanity stuff. Nice. Molten Amputator, a throwing weapon. Throws a molten scythe that spawns lava globs on enemy hits. As a bonus, it's also a scythe train. Hell yeah! Yeah, we don't have anyone to run into these globs, so whatever, moving on. Purge Guzzler, a mage weapon. Fires 3 beams of holy energy. I love the sound effect. Pew 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 in your face. And we also got a melee weapon, Holy Collider. Striking enemies will cause them to explode into holy fire. Yeah, it's alright I guess. The effect is pretty nice, but yeah, in terms of stats, it just can't keep up with the weapons we currently have. Last item, Rune of Cause. Used to seal the sentinels of the Cosmic Devourer. When used in certain areas of the world, it will unleash them. Ooh, I guess we got our next boss summoning item right away. That's awesome. Or maybe it's just a mini boss? I don't know. Anyway, I'm quite excited to see what happens if we use it in different areas. But anyways, that's going to do it for today's episode. No classic Baum outro today. Since I still owe you the boss lore of the Profaned Guardians and Providence. And why no proper outro? Because I'm not allowed to put my end card in the middle anymore. Thanks YouTube. Anyway, thank you guys for watching, have a sweet day, and stay awesome you guys. Lore of the Profaned Guardians. The Profaned Guardians, born of the Profaned Flame that is never allowed to be extinguished, are the eternal servants of their god, Providence. They are the physical manifestations of the souls of deceased worshippers that were promised eternal life in exchange for their protective services. They are undying and will reform sometime after their demise from the core of Providence herself. They guard to the death both Providence and her artifacts, which were used as mediums to communicate between Providence and the flora and fauna of Terraria before Yarim appeared. When the tyrant began spreading his influence across the land, the Guardians fought to repel him. What started off as a perceived victory for the Guardians was soon followed by the unleashing of the tyrant's trusted devourer and his sentinels. The Guardians were destroyed and retreated back to their god to be reformed once more. Years later, the Terrarian manages to piece together one of the profaned artifacts, awakening the Guardians once again. Lore of Providence, the Profaned God. Providence, the Profaned God, is the original source of all old religions and beliefs in the ancient times. She was born of the sun's holy light and the underworld's dark magic during a great battle between demons and angels long ago. When the combined forces of each side threw every bolt of energy they had at each other, all at once, it created a massive explosion. Through this, the core of Providence was born. Using magic, the core suddenly began tearing chunks of the Terraria landscape apart to form a shell of earth and flame around itself. The two armies, awestruck by what they saw before them, ceased their fruitless endeavors. Providence then disappeared into the sun, with this day being now known as the birth of the Profane Flame. From this point forward, religions of the Profane Flame formed, and long thereafter, through the use of some of Providence's old magic, whether the lizards knew about it or not, the golem was created to protect their temple. Though she is both dark and light, these do nothing to impact her natural state of being. She is a neutral god, only destroying those who lay hands on her artifacts, and only assists those that pray to or protect her. She resides in either the core of the underworld or the center of the sun, far too hot for even beings as powerful as the Devourer of Gods to enter. After dispatching her guardians, Yarim left his Devourer and his sentinels to clean up both her and the rest. However, due to Providence's ability to conceal her magic extremely well and her natural affinity with nuclear heat, the Devourer nor his sentinels could find her. To this day, the sentinels are still searching, with the Devourer going about his own business until they discover her, or something else more powerful than her. After defeating her guardians, the Terrarian comes across a chunk of her inner core. Odds are, she will be mightily displeased if something were to happen to it.